Good morning, geeks and gamers. Welcome to the show where we talk about a black girl and a goat, Ryan's favorite film, and he told me point blank he would have saw it 5 times this weekend if they would have changed the name to that. The failure known as Wish. It's getting to the point where it's not even surprising to talk about the latest Disney failure. It's just kind of standard. It's kind of, yeah, what's the next Disney failure to talk about? It's not even a question of if it's going to fail. How bad is it going to fail at this point in time? Hope you had a good weekend. I did. Alabama won. That was pretty awesome. The Iron Bowl, Alabama, 4th and 31. I know nobody watching this stream cares about it, but I was very excited after that game. That was awesome. And then I just played Fortnite all weekend. Ryan did not join me. Hi, Ryan.
Well, I didn't get an invite. If I had got an invite, I would have told you to go fuck yourself, but I didn't get an invite, to be fair. But yeah, I should have played.
I should have invited you. I should have invited you.
I should have played some video games this weekend. Maybe this week I'll play more video games. I think I played video games like twice last week, which is a lot for me. So.
Oh, you got to play OG Fortnite before it disappears this Saturday. It's gone forever.
Well, until the next time they bring it back.
Well,
you mean?
Yeah. Well,
it's like the fucking McRib, all right? It'll be back.
Yeah, that's true. Except for the McRib's never been the most successful thing in like I've never had a McRib. I've never had one.
I bet Jay has.
I'm pretty sure Jay has.
Jay seems like the type. I feel like Jay's family were like, hey, McRib's back. We got to go to Mickey D's. They got the McRib. You never know. It might be the last time. I feel like that's Jay's family. I just have a feeling. Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to talk to him about it.
And maybe I'm trying to remember. Maybe I have had him. I don't think I have, though. And I know every time it comes back, everybody gets hyped, and I don't care. Because I don't know, man. Like, gimmicky food, like, you know me, I eat the same fucking thing all the time.
It's a marketing scheme. It's this like artificially created excitement around something that because you think it's only going to be there a limited time, that there's some intrinsic value to that there's something special about it.
Yeah,
it's the same reason like the Olympics, right? People really aren't that big of fans of these Olympic sports. Because if they were, they would go like to NBC Sports and watch the World Championship swimming like every year, right?
Yeah.
But they don't. They get hyped. They get in the moment. This thing that only comes around every 4 years for Summer Olympics. I think that's kind of a lot of the reason behind it.
Well, I mean, I don't think that that's inherently a bad thing either. I mean, hell, like how many times we complained about Star Wars not being special anymore? You know what I mean? When you just overly produce something to the point where it just makes it the same as everything else. So there's something nice to being like Fortnite is what started the conversation. And yeah, I mean, that's exactly what they do. I died last night. I was having a great fucking match. I was running solos. And somebody shot me from behind, so I ran and jumped, thinking in my mind that I had the jetpack, but I didn't. Because normally you can jump with a jetpack, and then right before you land to get fall damage, you hit the jetpack and hit a little bump, and then you land safely. And I'm sitting here. I'd already killed like 8 people. I'm running tilted. It was great. And all of a sudden somebody shoots me, so I run and jump, kill myself. It was over. I was like, you fucking assholes. You made me think I had the ability to do this, because this is what they do. They're great at that type of manipulative marketing. That's what they do. But we are here, and we have a lot to talk about this morning. And again, it's another Disney failure. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about any successes here, not this weekend, not in terms of Disney, because that has nothing to do with anything Disney does. But I did see this guy saying, I see the cult has assembled early. I guess he's talking about us. I don't know. And then he was to Jessica said, I'm gray again. And he says, someone will gift you, Jess. So I don't know if he don't know, but either way, I'm just glad that you
I feel like he used cult in an endearing term. That's what I feel
like in a nice way. So as a fan, like, okay, so it was a compliment all right. Well, thank you for the compliment. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. That's awesome. That is good stuff. Butter Biscuit says all Jeremy needed was to get rid of the scrubs for some dubs. Hashtag get rid of the scrubs. Yeah. Listen, we played for like 3 hours and we got second place literally every fucking match. Every match. Then everybody dropped it except for Johnny. And me and Johnny ran a couple of duos. I think we got like fourth, and I think he left after that. And then immediately after, dubs for me and solos. So there you go. That's all it took. That's all it took. Although Jay had a crazy win last night. I can't if I don't give him credit, he's gonna call me afterwards and say, why didn't bring it up? He had a crazy win later on that night. It was pretty awesome. Taker. Reich didn't get his QB, then got fired at 1-10. So yeah, he got fired today, right? I woke up to that news today.
He did. Yeah, I saw PFT tweeted out, "We've now had 2 iterations of Reich in the NFL. I won't let there be a third." I thought that was pretty good.
Hey, maybe Bryce Young can actually start doing something now, so we'll see.
Yeah, he's looked so promising so far.
He'll be all right. He'll be all right. Sophie says, "Hail the 199. Ryan, finally, can you teach Jeremy to say this correctly? Spanish, Malay comes from, I said in empanadas. Is that it?
Malay come empanadas.
Fuck all that. I am from America. I don't give a fuck how somebody else talks, okay? I don't care.
I don't know what that Malay word is. I don't know that one. But.
Yeah, so from America. I don't even say American words properly. Well, I'm not worried about Spanish bullshit.
There's a lot of Mexicans in the town where I grew up in, so I heard a lot of Spanish.
Sophie says, very good, Ryan.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, Team America World Police, baby. Let's go. Thunderstrike. Hey, Jeremy, did you see the crowd reaction to CM Punk's return to the Survivor Series? That pop was insane. I did. I've seen a ton of coverage on it. I will be checking out Monday Night Raw. So good to see Punk back in WWE, where they can actually probably build a proper storyline, unlike AEW with the dog shit that they had. It was embarrassing. AEW is kind of embarrassing. It really is. And I like that Triple H made the comment specifically because I do think Triple H still hates CM Punk. I think he hates his guts. I think he despises him, but he said, if our fans want it, we'll figure out a way to make it happen. That's the definition of leadership and running an entertainment company, putting your personal feelings aside and giving the fans exactly what they want. So Triple H seems to be doing that right now that he is pretty much the new Vince McMahon. So it was good to see. How this plays out, I don't know, but all the right things are happening right now with Seth Rollins and him, and there's all this speculation if it's real heat. Again, the answer to the question is irrelevant. The fact that it's being asked means that the right things are happening right now. So good to see.
Yeah, a couple viral, and the Seth Rollins viral thing, like, obviously that's good for WWE. Yes. I don't care. I don't like CM Punk. I hate him. I hate his guts. I hate that people like him so much too. So I don't know.
He is like Triple H said it. He gets people talking a lot, and it's been 10 years? 10 years since he was in WWE, and the fans never stopped talking about him. So it's a rare impact right there in the world of wrestling.
You should go back to UFC and get the shit beat out of him for real.
He did too many times. It was embarrassing.
He got fucking wrecked in MMA. Like he got demolished.
He did, but at the same time, like, it is respectful that he actually got in there and did it.
Oh, I'm 100%. But I feel like he went in there with like such swagger, and he couldn't compete.
I think I think that was his wrestling persona. Listen, CM Punk, I don't like him as a person. I do not like him as a person. He is Mark Hamill level as a person. But he is a phenomenal performer in wrestling. He is absolutely fantastic. But yeah, he's a terrible person, and on a personal level, I don't care if he is successful or not. I think he will ultimately burn this bridge too, more than likely. So Jorge says, "Hail Geeks and Gamers," and hail to the chat. Absolutely. Shockmaster says, "Jeremy playing Fortnite, you'll never take me alive." Subhuman gifted 5 Geeks and Gamers memberships. Thank you. James Bursey says, "So glad Alabama won, Jeremy. It will make it so much more satisfying when UGA wears you like a hat." Listen, that game's going to be crazy. All right. And I am more confident, obviously, now than I was in the beginning of the season with Milrow. That's going to be a big game, though. It's going to be a big game. Georgia hasn't looked as good as a lot of people want to admit. Like, Georgia has had some issues in the last month.
They haven't. Well, they haven't looked great against some teams, but the step up games, like games that are going to be a challenge, they've fucking like stepped on their opponent's throat.
Yeah.
They have got caught a little bit in some maybe games you wouldn't expect them to struggle with. But like that game against number 10 Kentucky just dominated. Ole Miss dominated. Even this Tennessee game that people thought could dominated. So I think for the most part, they took care of business when they were expecting to be challenged.
Absolutely. Kita says McRib doesn't go away because they don't want to get people to buy food, or because they want to get people to buy food before it goes away. They only put it out when pork prices drop to a certain point. I'm sure fear of missing out thing helps, however. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I hear people talk about the McRib when it pops out. Like, I don't know. It's not even on my radar when it happens. So, let's see.
I'm not a McRib guy. I don't like him. So,
yeah.
I've had him before. I'm not a big fan.
Tomac gifting a Geeks and Gamers membership. Let's freaking go. Animating Andy says Disney loses and Nolan wins. Got my copy of Oppenheimer 4K Steelbook today. Physical media will stay. Yes. Yeah, man. I bought Oppenheimer on my physical copy of Oppenheimer as well, and it's can't wait to watch it. Can't wait to watch it again. All right, Ryan. What's our first topic of the day?
I mean, we might as well get into Wish. I think. I think we have to talk about it because a lot of people expected Wish to be another Disney disappointment. That's not exactly a mystery. That's not exactly a surprise. But I'm not sure people were expecting quite what we got. Elemental obviously had a miserable opening weekend and somehow managed to leg out a decent run at the box office. Still lost money, but it was a surprising legs that it had after the terrible opening. Well, Wish's opening was even worse than Elemental's, and theirs had the benefit of Thanksgiving weekend. This is crazy because a year ago today, Jeremy, well, not a year ago today, a year ago in about a week, this article was published, how Disney Animation lost the box office crown to Universal for 3 straight years with no turnaround in sight. This was written before the Super Mario Brothers movie, right? This was written before some of the failures that Disney had this year. And it's just all the more true right now because Wish is another Disney box office flop. Projected at one point, we looked at those projections that one day. It was projected at like $60 to $80 million over that Thanksgiving 5-day weekend.
Yep.
Well, not only did it not match that, it only took in $31.7 million. Wish fizzles. Napoleon beats expectations as Hunger Games lands on top again. So not only did it not top the box office, it wasn't even second place. Third place in the box office.
Holiday weekend.
And to be honest, Trolls in its second weekend damn near beat it. Look at that. The 3-day. This is just a 3-day. So a normal 3-day weekend, we would see the things that open have the benefit of the Thursday preview night. So this number might be a little bit higher. But remember, Elemental's disaster was $29 million traditional opening. This is a $19.5 million 3-day. $31.5 million with all the extra days they get for opening early on Thanksgiving. This and internationally, it's bad too. Internationally, it only made $17.3 million for a total of $49 million global debut for what was supposed to be this big return to glory. Thanksgiving Day, we're back, baby. A flop for Disney.
All I can do is repeat the same thing I've done every single time. We have been telling you guys this was happening for years. There have been people in the mainstream show media that have been denying this and taking shots at people like us for saying that this is happening. There have been people dismissing it, saying it's just clickbait. They're just getting the algorithm. They're getting the hate clicks. This was always working. They were always working towards this type of failure with Disney, with their identity politics, with alienating families and all of that. And it's hit rock bottom for them. It really has. I saw someone drop like the slate of like MCU and Disney property movies coming out in the next couple of years or whatever. And it was just like, none of this shit looks interesting. And it's all setting up for massive, massive failures. Like something like the Captain America movie, the NWO one. Like, I don't even know what the budget for that movie is going to be, but there's no way it's going to be successful. Like, I see no scenario where that's going to make like more than $600 million worldwide.
Especially, who knows how much it's going to cost with all these reshoots.
Right,
The fact that they're
exactly.
basically reshooting all the most expensive parts of the movie.
Yeah.
Who knows what that's going to balloon up to when it's all said and done. But to put this in perspective, a $31 million Thanksgiving, a 5-day. These are some of the biggest we've seen in history if you look at the Thanksgiving weekends. I don't know why Frozen 2 isn't on there. I'm pretty sure Frozen 2 was higher than the first one. But anyway, Ralph Breaks the Internet, 84. Moana, 82 million. Toy Story 2, back in 99, made $80 million. Obviously a pre-established or an established franchise at that point. Coco, 72 million. Tangled, 68 million. The Good Dinosaur, 55 million.
Dude, I remember when The Good Dinosaur was viewed as like
The biggest failure in history. Yeah.
bottom of the barrel for Pixar, and look how much of a difference that made compared to Wish. Good Lord. Jeez.
Enchanted, 49 million. Let's see. There's a Bug's Life. That's way back in the day. Encanto. This is the one I wanted to look. Encanto, 40 million. Remember, this came out when the still was all the COVID lockdown shit and stuff like that. So it was a massively disappointing Thanksgiving for Encanto. That was 40 million. Now, it's not quite the disaster that Strange World was. Strange World was like an $18 million over Thanksgiving last year. But now we have 3 straight Thanksgivings that have been total flops for them. This used to be their bread and butter. I'm showing you all these freaking Disney things that did massive numbers over the holiday weekend because it was established. Disney would release a big animated movie around this time. Holidays, families getting together, and it's not working. Now, families still clearly, listen, some of them were going to the box office. You had about the exact same number of people go to see Trolls that went and saw Wish and Trolls' second weekend. It's just one more indication that Disney's completely lost the families. The thing that they built this brand on, they've lost those customers.
Yeah, what do you think would have happened if a Minions movie would have come out this weekend? What do you think would have happened if Super Mario Brothers sequel comes out this weekend? What do you think would have happened? It would have had massive success because those brands have clearly shown families that we have something that is going to entertain you and not have a bunch of bullshit pushed into it. So Disney has hurt themselves badly, and I don't know how they recover. Like, I really don't. Like, yeah, the simple answer is that if you just make good movies again, then people are going to show up. But that's not that simple. It's not that simple because the people that are in power, the executives that are in power, truly believe this stuff, this far left-wing agenda bullshit, these identity politics. They believe it. So they're not the type of people to simply say, hey, people don't like our bullshit, because their minds believe that this isn't just bullshit. Like they have convinced themselves that they are fighting a bigger picture here for a bigger goal and all of this stuff. And I don't know how they recover. I really don't. I don't see a realistic scenario where Disney turns things around for their foreseeable future without a massive shakeup, which I don't think is going to happen. I don't think that we're getting a Twitter Elon Musk situation. I just don't see it. I know that there's stories of, Ike Perlmutter and this other guy that's like they're trying to get back on the board. But yeah, but that's just not that's not a massive impact that they're going to make. Disney is just spiraling out of control right now, and I don't see how they fix it at this point in time. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with them continuing to just ruin themselves because they deserve it, because you've hired a bunch of fucking freaks to run your company now. Bob Iger has no control whatsoever, and this is where you were always heading. The moment that we started to see what you did with Marvel and Star Wars, and now it's moved on to Pixar, it's going to bleed into the parks in a worse way, which it hasn't at this point in time. But the parks have seen the effects of the entertainment side. So yeah, it's interesting to say the least.
I mean, I certainly think some of this activist bullshit has spread to the parks. I mean, look no further than this degenerate, right? Is dressed as
Yeah.
fairy godmother greeting children. Or
Mhm.
like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what I mean by that is not spread through the parks though, is like actual like an
Oh, the massive
attraction.
failures.
Yeah, yeah. Like they haven't ruined. Well, I mean, like you have seen stuff like, and I don't even know. I have not. I'm so disconnected from it. Like Splash Mountain was always like one of my favorite rides, the OG Splash Mountain. I guess the ride has been changed. I'm not sure. Jay or Krista could obviously confirm that. But that was that's a big problem right there with what they did with Splash Mountain. But overall, it hasn't had a real impact on the parks. But it will start to have a bigger impact on the parks the more people start to see this bullshit spread throughout.
Yeah. Let's catch up on some of these. Shout out to our Rumble audience. Thanks to the people watching us over on Rumble. There's my super chat tracker. Got too many tabs. Weird Man Productions, member for 2 months. Missed all dailies last week. Glad to be back. Praise Allah.
Praise Allah.
Praise Allah. Gary's Beard Crabs for 2. Hail the Kennel Cobra connection. All K's. Thank you. Black.
Me and Jay have the Cobra Cow connection, so they
gay.
It's very.
Who said that first?
Jay, of course.
Okay.
We're in a Fortnite match. We won, like, it was towards the end. It was me and Jay, and Jay's like, "It's the
Cobra Cow connection, baby."
Yeah. So we just ran with it. So,
God.
But it's like, see, Bryce, you're not a wrestling fan. You had the Rock and Sock connection back in the day with the Rock and Mick Foley. Okay, so now it's the Cobra Cow connection. It's just paying some respect to OG wrestling.
I'd rather have a dirty sock shoved down my throat by Mick Foley than have a nickname like that. Black Tailgate, member for 8 months. 2 positives from being sick. I get to stay home and watch you 2 live instead of having to wait for my lunch break. Well, I'm glad you're able to watch us, but I hope you get better soon, buddy.
Absolutely.
Quattrina VR, member for 5. Screw Disney. Hail the 199. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Sophie for 2. Jeremy forgot the numerology cult lore. Shaking my head.
Sophie's always on me about this.
Jay's saggy orange agonton titties. Hail Mike. Hold on. Making sure. Hail Mike Elko. Hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving. Am I missing something there?
Yeah, I don't know that one. I don't know what's going on with that one. That's not an inside joke that I'm aware of.
I mean, it's got to just be somebody that we should know who it is. Oh, he's the Duke. Oh, okay. He's the Duke football coach who just got hired by. That just got hired by Texas A&M. Just happened like an hour ago. Yeah,
we have to be careful when we see words,
especially Mike. That's an often one that can be used for things like my cum smells. But yeah, he's the Duke head football coach, and just about an hour ago it broke that he's going to be the new Texas A&M guy, which to me is a surprising hire. That's like a actual football hire instead of like make a splash hire.
That's so what. See, if I would have said orangutan, see if it's spelled like that, I would have said it the right way. There you go. You know.
Anyway, if I had been looking in Streamlabs, I would have known that Jay's saggy orange agonton titties is the one with the Texas A&M profile picture. Scott McKenzie, member for 16 months. Hail to the chat. Jeremy, Ryan, what did you enjoy over Thanksgiving? What are you looking forward to for gaming, movies, shows? What am I looking forward to? Reacher comes out in about 2 or 3 weeks, so I'm looking forward to Reacher season 2.
Dune Part 2, obviously, is the movie that I and many others are looking forward to. I loved the first Dune movie, so I can't wait for that. Shows? Is there any shows that are? I guess Cobra Kai, which is in the works. Obviously, I'm looking forward to the final season of Cobra Kai, but I don't know when that releases. Shockingly enough,
did you guys talk about that Karate Kid movie that got announced the other day?
So I heard the announcement. I didn't look too far into it. I was asking questions if it was directly tied to the Cobra Kai universe, and
I mean, there really were no specifics, right? But it's going to be. I mean, you've got Daniel LaRusso is obviously going to be in it, and then Jackie Chan. That I forget what his master's name was, but Jackie Chan's going to reprise his role.
Yeah.
So they are both in it, confirmed. and they have not cast whoever the next Karate Kid is. They're like launching a worldwide search now. So I think it's supposed to be they're looking for someone who's Chinese. It's going to be set on the East Coast. There's really no other details other than that.
Yeah, I'll give it a chance, but I can't sit there. I can't sit there and say I'm overly excited. But if the people that are creatively involved in Cobra Kai are involved in it, and I don't think that's the case.
I don't think so either.
That would make me a lot happier. Godzilla -1, which comes out very soon, looks absolutely incredible. Looking forward to that. And in terms of gaming, yeah, I feel like we've blown our load on games. Everything that was, man, it's been a hell of a year for gaming. But I'll just say I'm looking forward to this Saturday, the big Fortnite event that's happening on Geeks Gamers Play. That's right. So be on the lookout for that. And I would be looking forward to Titanfall 3, but it never was announced.
Green-haired anti-liberal says Chinese Karate Kid, huh? Interesting, since karate's Japanese. I mean, I don't think fucking Daniel LaRusso's Japanese. He was the Karate Kid. I think that was just in the initial press release. I think they said they were looking for someone of Chinese descent. I don't know why. Maybe to get that Chinese box office. Who fucking knows? I will say, if it would have been announced like without Cobra Kai, I don't know if this announcement. I don't know if anyone gives a fuck about it.
No one gave a fuck when the announcement of Cobra Kai came out at first. People, word of mouth built it, you know. So, Nerd War says, wait, we have a Fortnite event coming. Anyone know about that? Yeah, it's Saturday. They're blowing up the map. All new map is being created on Saturday. So that'll be live. It'll be live. I think it's like 2 p.m. on Saturday. And then I have the SEC championship after that. So exciting weekend for me.
Goji the King for 2. I love the MRE version of the McRib. Oh, God, that sounds miserably bad. Goji the King for 2. I'm a Cult X Plus. Don't assume my cultiness. Gaming Baker for Aussie799. Hey, Ryan, how is the crusty fursuit going? Also, Jay seems the sort to migrate around for the McRib. I don't know about migrate, but yeah, I do feel like he goes out and gets it. Jay has to be fucking watching this. What else is he doing?
Yeah, Jay, where are you at, Jay? Comment, Jay, or either pop in here. We need confirmation.
Just confirm that you like the McRib.
Yeah, get in here, Jay.
TJW for Canadian 271. Maybe that's 199 with the conversion. Heyo, Jer and Rye, watching live for once. Cheers. Hey, thank you, TJ. Tobias next for 5. Say what you want, but this is what happens when Disney doesn't pander to the furry crowd. We have money, but they don't want us to give it to them. Bro, Tobias, Disney is like absolutely all about furry money. They would take that in a heartbeat. You kidding me? They're pandering to degeneracy. That's what they're doing now. You don't think they'd take a furry's money? Of course they would. Tearing the Black for 199. They brought back CM Punk. Oh, we saw.
They did.
MAGA Sandra for 199.
A Sandstorm. Yeah, she changed her name. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for the 199. Garrett DeJong for 199. Thank you. Sophie for 2. What do you call a short mother? A mini mum. That's not good. Don't laugh. That's a rough one, Sophie. The Hercules Hernandez for $1. Jeremy, Punk run was good. His match with Darby, Hangman, MJF, Eddie were awesome. He just kept getting injured due to ring rust or lack of training. I don't know, but AEW gave him the world and he blew it away.
Yeah, I still think that like giving so much the power to a lot of those guys in the locker room. What are they called in AEW? What does Tony Khan call them? The
talent?
No. Like he's got this group of wrestlers. He's like the executive wrestlers or whatever they're called. The chat's gonna tell me as soon as they EVPs. Yeah. So like all these guys that have all this locker room influence and shit, like he gave them way too much power. It's a lack of leadership at AEW. And I mean, I listen to Jim Cornette a lot, so I listen to Jim Cornette. Yeah, the elite. Yeah, I listen to Jim Cornette talk about this a lot, and which I think Cornette's more often right than not on a lot of his topics. But it is a lack of leadership, and this is why, at the end of the day, this is why WWF/WCW or WWE has always been the dominant company because of leadership. It's why when WCW took over for 83 weeks in the ratings and Eric Bischoff did all of this stuff, it was never going to last. It was short-term gain because Vince McMahon had the influence, the power, and the leadership and the respect of people. You had a bunch of big names that Eric Bischoff took full advantage of, and he did a great job. I like Eric Bischoff a lot, but he also thought he was going to derail Vince McMahon, and he didn't. And Vince McMahon, even though he was getting his ass beat for 83 weeks, Vince McMahon ultimately bought that company, and it's that's what the difference is right there. So
we got CM Chunk in the chat. Thank you. Jeremy, I know you're the biggest Doctor Who fan that anyone's ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, I literally have seen every episode. We do have a Doctor Who fan if we want to get Jed in here to help us commentate this part.
We can.
Jed, do you want to pop in here?
Oh, I'm here. I'm ready to go. I can talk about Doctor Who all day.
Let's go. We're
not going to do it quite all day, but we do need a little bit of understanding. Because I have as layman as it gets when it comes to Doctor Who. That's my knowledge level. However, I know enough to realize when something bad is out there. And when you see this kind of trending hashtag, it's probably not a good sign. We know it's like the 60th anniversary for Doctor Who. They're doing these 3 special releases, and one of them featured David Tennant, who's I don't know anything about Doctor Who, but I do know that people love David Tennant's Doctor, and he gets a lot of love and a lot of respect. And they were bringing him back, and apparently it was all to just shit all over him and continue to make sure you understand that the female Doctor is the best ever. Jed, explain this clip. I'm going to play it. Explain what this means and why they disrespect David Tennant like this.
Hello. Just passing by because I got a bit lost. It's funny. 60 minutes ago, I was this really brilliant woman. And now I've got this little face back again. I mean, why?
Well, there's a lot going on in this clip here. So this isn't actually from the 60th anniversary. It's from a few-minute-long Children in Need charity special that came out about a week or 2 ago that showed him going back to the origin of the creation of his biggest villains. It's basically the equivalent of a time traveler going back to meet baby Hitler. That's basically what this scene is. And then all it does is campy music and say, oh, it's this brilliant woman. She'd probably be able to handle the situation better. And it was all done so that the creator of the Daleks, the Hitler in the situation, could be taken out of his wheelchair that he was in for most of his life, because being in a wheelchair is offensive. It associates disability with evil. And they're changing the canon so he was never in his wheelchair. He's not just in his wheelchair. It's a life support system. It's used to artificially extend his life from a normal human lifespan to thousands of years. So he's all decrepit. His skin's decayed. His eyes don't work. But now he just looks like an SS soldier in a uniform. And that's what he's always been now, according to Russell T Davies. So there's a lot going on in just that few-minute charity special that this clip's from.
And then... what we really need in Doctor Who is a lesson on pronouns.
I saw this, okay? I don't know anything, just like Ryan. I know nothing about Doctor Who. I don't think I've ever cringed harder at a scene in anything that I cringed at this right here. This is unbelievable.
I mean, I cringed pretty hard here, but I actually cringed harder at the next one we're going to show. So
I haven't seen the next one.
We'll lead it up to the worst of the worst.
Okay.
It is
what
progressive.
we really need is a lesson in pronouns and assuming people's pronouns, by the way, from a fucking trans person.
Yes, sleep. I promise I can help him get home and then you'll never see me again.
You're assuming he as a pronoun.
True. Yes. Sorry. Good point. Are you he or she or they?
My chosen pronoun is the definite article. I am always the me.
Oh.
So this clip doesn't actually show it, But in a second, he says, I understand that because it's the same for me. Canonizing that the Doctor's pronouns are not he, she, they, or whatnot. They are a definite article as well, like the Meep. It is the Doctor is the name and the pronoun.
It's so fucking stupid.
And this so this actor is trans, and they are playing a trans character in universe as well, correct?
Yes, yeah, it's both trans, and it doesn't come across in the episode because of appearance, but this is a 15-year-old character. And it hangs out with other real-life 15-year-olds and acts like they're blending in, but this actor, Yasmin, is about 1.5 feet taller than all the other 15-year-olds that are interacted with. It stands out like a sore thumb. It's pretty funny.
How? Okay, so explain to me that knows nothing about how bad of shape is Doctor Who in compared to Star Wars and Marvel.
Oh, it is in worse shape than them all. It's not even close. So yes, a Doctor Who has always dealt with social issues like classic Star Trek. If you've seen classic Star Trek, there's always been a little bit of stuff like that, but this is taken it way too far. And this episode is the wokest thing I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of woke stuff working with you guys and being in this sphere for a while. If Captain Marvel, the first one's like a 6 or a 7, this episode was a 25. Like it far and away blew away any competition. Because this clip doesn't actually show the worst in the episode. This one you're about to show, it is not the worst in the episode. It canonizes that in this universe, being non-binary and trans is a literal superpower that saves the city of London. I'm not kidding.
Oh,
so yeah.
Can you find that clip?
I can try to find it.
All right, so I have not seen what we're about to watch right here. I haven't seen this one. The second clip's the only one I saw going around. All right, so
This is worse, I think.
here we go.
Yes, we know. We know everything. Thanks. And you know nothing. It's a shame you're not a woman anymore. She'd have understood.
We've got all that power, but there is a way to get rid of it. Something a male-presenting Time Lord will never understand.
We know everything and you know nothing.
Wow.
A shame you're not a woman anymore.
My
This
God.
is, you have all that power and don't know what to do with it. Something a male presenting Time Lord would never understand. Like,
Oh my goodness.
I guess we'll see if there's anything worthwhile at the end of this.
Just let it go. And we choose to let it go.
There goes their gayness. It's like
So-
jumping right out of them.
This is so much worse than you guys think because that character on the right, she was a companion back in
Companion to
2008.
Tenet, right?
Yes, companion to
Yeah.
Tenet, and she had one of the most bittersweet endings ever. She accidentally had to take the Doctor's mind into her own, but he's 1,000 years old at that point. It's too much for a human brain, so he wipes her memory, and if she ever remembers him, she'll die. And so it's this really bittersweet ending where she has to go back to her old life, can't remember all the amazing things she's gone on. But this is just saying, you know what? If you'd just been a woman like us, you would have known that you just have to let this energy, these memories go, and we're all fine now. It's so much worse, Jeremy. This is a comparison that you'll get. What makes this so much worse is the guy who did this is kind of the equivalent of George Lucas. So imagine after the sequel trilogy, George Lucas comes back and he makes a Luke Skywalker solo film where he just berates Luke Skywalker the entire time, says he's pathetic. If only you had been a woman, you would be so much better, focusing on pronouns. Because that's what Russell T Davies is to a certain extent. That's the best comparison I can make for you, Jeremy, is imagine if George Lucas had come in to save the day. You're like, oh, finally, we've got Doctor Who back. The guy who brought it back in 2005 can come save it, make it great again after the terrible sequel trilogy or the Jodie Whittaker era in this case. And he does so much worse than the sequel trilogies could have dreamed of doing.
And like
is
Russell T Davies,
insane.
it's not like he's the guy that created Doctor Who,
Right.
but he's
It's a
well
close
respected.
comparison.
Like, his run was like really well respected, from what I understand.
Mhm.
He
It
came
brought it
to do
back.
these specials, and not only that, but he's like also like shitting on fans and Instagram comments and stuff like that, arguing back and forth with them. So
Another good one, and it would be the Christopher Nolan. If Christopher Nolan came at the Batman and turned him into pronouns, you know what I mean?
oh, this is funny. Russell T Davies is not George Lucas or the creator; he's Filoni.
That might be a better comparison. Of course, he didn't create it, but he's on a big scale. He brought it back,
Yeah.
and he's responsible for the revival in 2005.
Yeah.
But Yeah,
Wow.
it's terrible. Like, I didn't think he'd save the day, but there were a lot of people who had hope for the first time in Doctor Who in 5 years, and he did this. But yeah, the whole canonizing non-binary as a superpower. The line was, we needed someone who was male nor female, but neither and both, and so much more. Being non-binary is more than human.
Gary is using meth again because of this. So there we go.
It looked like it from his reaction stream.
Gary looked so dead when he was watching it, dude. He looked so dead when he was watching it. I saw the screenshots and I was like, what is going on with Gary? Is he okay? Is he all right? Gary's probably in the chat too. So, holy crap, this is terrible. So, what's the next step for Doctor Who, Jed?
Well, we actually have 2 more episodes in this 60th anniversary coming out in the next 2 weeks. The next one's coming out this Saturday as well. Leading up to the third one's going to have Neil Patrick Harris playing the Toy Maker, which is a villain from the first Doctor back in the black and white days. And it's just going to be super gay between him and David Tennant. And so the leaks that have been going around for a while suggest that it will be basically the Toy Maker has been a fan of the show, and his favorite pairing of the Doctor and companion was Donna, the one who just came back, and David Tennant. And so we forced them both to come back, but Donna has to teach him to let go of the past, kill it if you have to. You have to move on. So it's only going to get worse, I think.
Wow, that's pretty damn amazing how bad it's gotten. Well, it's good to have Jed make an appearance. He's always backstage, everybody. Tell them where they can find you, Jed.
You can find me at YouTube and at Hollywood Scholar. I'll be doing a lot of Doctor Who stuff, a lot of stuff that's currently out, but I have a watch along for this episode with a panel of people coming out in about an hour now. So if you want to see me and a bunch of other people break down watching this episode, definitely go check out Hollywood Scholar on YouTube.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Jed. Appreciate you, brother. It's good to have Jed pop in here, man. Unprepared, and he just
explain how bad it was. I just looked cringe to us.
Yeah, it's next level. It's next level. That was good though. That was good on the spot, and we got Jed to pop in here, and he crushed it. So shout out to Jed.
That's right.
To Ginger Jesus. Thanks, brother.
Shield Wall of Dragons. Remember, for 2 months, put a man in it and make it based and straight. That should be the new motto. Eric Stratton, 777. Would you believe they're turning the Splash Mountain with a salt mine that is Tiana's new adventure? Think that through, Disney. Hold on. They're turning Splash Mountain with a salt mine that is Tiana's new adventure.
Well, they're turning, yeah. So, Princess and the Frog. They're basically, from what I understand, and that was announced like years ago. That's why I don't know. I've been to Disney.
They had I remember last year there was like some like memorial basically to Splash Mountain, the last thing they did, right?
I think. I mean, I haven't been there in forever, so I don't know what the latest on it is. There was a lot of holdup with it, where there was questions years ago if they were actually going to follow through with it. So, again, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that was like last year. I feel like
if Tom is in the chat or somebody, we do cover this stuff for Park Hopping. Although I'm just checked out on a lot of the Disney parks. I'll still go occasionally, but just go check out stuff that they want me to see.
Magic Kingdom Splash Mountain saying their last notes on January of 2023, and Disneyland's on May 31st of 2023. Now the ride has closed its doors forever.
So ridiculous.
The brand new ride replacing it, Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
When is that happening? Does it say?
I don't know exactly when the construction stuff is planned.
I know you're not gonna care about this, but this is fucking cool, Ryan. This just hit my feed. All right, this is amazing. A fan created an entire game for Attack on Titan where you fight Titans online with friends. Turn that off. Look at this shit. This is just fan created. It's incredible.
Oh my God, look at that thing.
Yeah, this looks really good. Holy crap. I want to play this right now. That looks incredible. That's awesome, man. That's just fan created.
Bro, that Titan needs to hit the gym.
Dude, some of those Titans they're rough looking, man. They are rough looking. Yeah, that is cool. So all I can tell you, I don't have any details on any of it other than Dexerto posted that video, but that's all the details I have right now on it. But that looks amazing.
Strange. Tobias for 5. Titanfall 3 will be announced right after Bloodborne 2 or a PC release, and Disney makes a non-woke movie that makes over $1 billion. Oh, so you mean never?
Yeah, sadly.
Thank you, Tobias. Bro, like, I saw this, saw these numbers. We were just talking about how bad things are for Disney. By the way, Disney now owns like Doctor Who, I believe, as well. Or at least they do just distribution and stuff because the specials on Disney Plus and everything. But anyway, this is the last calendar year for Disney at the box office. So this isn't including some of the other flops they had, like Lightyear last year and shit like this. This is just from Thanksgiving to Thanksgiving. Look at this box office run. Strange World, a miserable failure. $69 million worldwide on a $135 million budget. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania lost money. Couldn't even reach $500 or $600 million. It's break even. Guardians of the Galaxy, the only thing that you can look at and say that probably was profitable, even though a lot of its money came from China and internationally. So even that's probably it just over break even when you factor in $250 million production budget, $150 million marketing budget. Everything else lost fucking money. Little Mermaid, $250 million budget. Couldn't even get to $600 million. Elemental couldn't even get to $500 million. It lost money. Dial of Destiny, one of the biggest flops they've ever seen in Hollywood, lost hundreds of millions. Haunted Mansion, $150 million production budget, hit $114 million worldwide. We know what The Marvels is going to be, another disaster. And now Wish, also setting the stage for another failure. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Out of 9 movies, one of them broke even.
That is pretty insane. And yeah, even with Guardians being their biggest, basically their biggest success, it really wasn't a success. Guardians of the Galaxy absolutely should have done minimum like 1.2 billion. You know what I mean? And I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. To me, Guardians 3 is top tier MCU. But it definitely, that just shows you, like, even when you come up with something extremely good with extremely likable characters, that it's had previous films that were accepted and widely accepted, it was still affecting even something like Guardians. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, wild. And then, like, again, so just so everybody understands, like this right here, okay? You got this, okay? Does this look familiar, Ryan?
I mean, it kind of looks like the star from Super Mario. Yeah.
Look at that. Like, come on, man. That is a blatant ripoff. Is what that is. Disney is fucked. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, they are. That's freaking rough, dude. 9 movies and 8 failures. And the budgets are just out of control. Like, they just are. Like, Guardians 3 should not have been a $250 million budget movie, first of all. Little Mermaid should not be $250 million. Elemental and Wish shouldn't be $200 million.
We've talked about this before. What was the budget for Dune?
Probably like
Dune, the first one. Dune.
Probably like 130, 140. I don't know.
165. So 165. That is a movie that when you watch it, you sit there and you go, wow, I can see where they put the money in this movie. You know what I mean? You could see it. I think they dropped the budget for the next one because the first one didn't do as much as they were hoping, although I think the second one will do fairly well. But you could see it. Like, I don't see it with any of these movies. I don't see the budget. I don't see it at all. So.
There was a report around there that it was like going to be $120 million. I don't know if that was ever like confirmed, but I remember us talking about that when it came out. That's insane, you know, for them to do a movie on that scale for, 140, 120, whatever it ends up being, and make it look the way it appears to look versus Captain Marvel or the Marvels is going to end up being a $300 million movie and it looks the way it does. Like, something is fucking wrong.
I know.
Something is very, very wrong.
Absolutely. Yeah, Mario was only made for $100 million. Oppenheimer was a $100 million movie. Five Nights at Freddy's, $25 million budget. Like, these are things that are so easily unavoidable for Disney, and yet they are just drowning in budgets, and I don't get it.
Well, maybe somebody to throw him a life jacket. Gaming Baker for $2.99. Wow, they put a black trans tard into Doctor Who. Patrick Kelly for $1.99. Is Star Trek worse off than Doctor Who? I don't know. I don't know what's going on in Star Trek. Animating Andy for $5. I just went to take a piss. What the fuck happened? Steel Leg of History for $1.99. I feel like hitting myself with my fake leg now. Luis Cuevas for $5. Gary looked like he wanted a relapse. Jay's saggy orange Agonton titties for $1.99. Doctor they them. SBZ for $5. Very rare event where twin Ryan and Jet are together on the same screen. Yeah, you saw us. Travis's World, member for 6 months. The 60th anniversary has 100% fresh rating for critics, 52 for audience. 100% fresh for critics. That's so funny.
Of course it does. By the way, programming note, the gaming stream tonight will be Mario Party, and it's happening on Geeks and Gamers Play. So not here on the main channel anymore. Moved over to Geeks and Gamers Play. So make sure you're subscribed to that channel.
Written Word, member for 2 months. We literally just watched Tenet Doctor Who get shot in the head, then pissed on. There's no way the show gets enough views not to be canceled. And it's still trucking so far somehow. Stephen Brown, member for 8 months. Doctor Who is a great show up to and including the 50th anniversary episode. There were a few moments throughout the show you could see the pandering. Dom H, our man Don is here with gift 5 Geeks and Gamers memberships. Thank you, Dom. Chikara, member for 6 months. Ryan, do the breakdown again, but with the giant knockers. I promise we'll listen this time. Yeah, there was a when I was doing the I went and like clipped a video out of my live stream, and I had no idea because I was just like so focused on doing my thing and not messing up and not fumbling over my words as I was doing the video. There was this ad with this like AI chick with massive fucking tits right on the side of the screen that everybody in the chat was freaking out about that I was oblivious to. Dermy Wormy for $20. What made the 60th special worse is essentially George Lucas buys back Star Wars and continues to destroy everything we loved. Hashtag RIP Doctor Who. Thank you, Dermy. Yeah, a lot of Who fans not very happy.
Not at all. I did just drop the link to Geeks and Gamers Play in the chat, and I pinned it, so you can click the link right there and subscribe.
Tomac for $20 says, Jeremy, I did DM you some info on the Attack on Titan game a few hours ago, if you haven't looked at it.
Thank you. That's awesome. Look, Tomac's on top of it. There it is. All right. Thanks, Tomac. Appreciate you, bro.
Gremlin Anku for 10. I've been playing Attack on Titan 2 on Xbox for a bit now. Solid game.
What did he say was playing?
Attack on Titan 2.
Okay. So right here, so it's this is the guy that created the game. Tomac sent me this. So this is the guy's channel right here. Swami. He's got 304,000 subscribers. He made a new Attack on Titan fan game. So there you go. So you can go check it out over there on his channel if you're interested. It's good stuff, man. It's awesome.
Cole Hauser for $5. What's up, Jeremy and Ryan? Hope you both had a great Thanksgiving long weekend. Love you both in a non-gay way. Peace, my bros. 199 Yojo, praise Ara. Thank you, Cole Hauser. Appreciate it, buddy. Right back at you. Let's see. Over on, we're still good over on Rumble. I see General Duality in there. I see St. Bowser in the chat. Appreciate you guys for being supporters over there as well. But I think we're all caught up.
We're all caught up. I'm dropping that link now. You guys are asking for the link for the Attack on Titan game. So there we go there. Okay, so yes, we have a busy day today. I have Cobra Cast over on my D-Day Cobra channel tonight. And then we are going to have the Mario Party stream. That's going to be a lot of fun. What else we got going on, Ryan? Oh, December 1st. December 1st, the 199 backpack through 221B pre-order is dropping December 1st. I'll be doing that on CobraCast. So it's I've shown some images of it. Definitely, I've even showed the backpack. I have it here at HQ, so I think it's upstairs right now. But December 1st, I did a poll over there on CobraCast, and I asked people seriously, like, how many of you would buy it? We had like 300 people said just in that stream that they would buy it. The bag's going to run like $99.99. It's a tactical backpack, really well made, long warranty on it. And so I told people, like, in order for us to get this, we're going to have to move several hundred for me to justify getting them produced. So it sounds like a lot of people are interested. So December 1st, that will be happening. What else? I think that's about it. Right.
Taker, if you guys don't have your entire stream or video titled in all caps, I just can't take you seriously. I'll have to watch Real News with Mike Zero. Actually, I fucking starred something earlier that I saw just going through in the chat. That fucking here. If the quotes that vlogger Mike Zero claims are coming from legit sources are real, I don't even need to finish the rest of the sentence. They're fucking not. He just makes shit up. Like,
oh man, it's so fun. It's so good.
He makes it up.
He literally makes it up.
Literally just fucking makes it up. Please stop asking me questions about what. Oh, Rachel Zegler's suing these people for firing her. No. Jesus.
And yes, these daily streams do keep getting bigger and bigger. We had a great crowd over on Rumble today, so thank you guys so much. And obviously, we hit 3K today. So that was awesome. So, yeah. And CM Punk is on Raw tonight. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming he's going to open the show. And that's what we used to anticipate during the Monday Night Wars is who's going to open the show? How hard is the crowd going to pop? Is it going to be boos or cheers? We know it's going to be cheers tonight if he opens the show. Will Seth Rollins make an appearance? That's what, like, if they can keep this momentum. And listen, I mean, I haven't watched wrestling in a long time. I've heard a lot of people have told me that Triple H has really turned things around in the last several months since the deal with WWE and their sell and having Vince kind of take a step back and Triple H has kind of step forward. A lot of people have said Triple H has done a phenomenal job. Him bringing Punk back is huge because they do not like each other. Straight up don't like each other. But anyway, that's it. Thank you guys. Ryan's really interested, says Dom H.
Red Ranger says Mike Zero is a better source of entertainment than Cobra Cast. That may be true as long as you know it's just made up. As long as you understand it's professional wrestling.
That is it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Have a good.
Jay's going live with a big announcement.
That's right. Yes. Drunk 3PO is going live over his channel with a big announcement. So make sure you go over to Drunk 3PO's channel. Check him out. Shout out to Jay. And other than that, you guys have a great day. Vault 95 says Ryan throwing this dollar at you. Dance for $1.
No.
For $1. Vault 95? Come on, bro.
I mean, I ain't dancing.
All right, guys. Have a good night, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.